All right, joining me now is a man who needs no introduction, Rampage Jackson. It's an honor, man. I've been a fan for a long time, being able to speak with you here. I guess, how's it going? Where are we catching you today? At home, I'm assuming, on the couch?
Yeah, you got me today. I'm chilling on the couch, just chilling. I gotta get ready to go to the gym here in a couple of hours, so I'm just relaxing.
Nice. Usually we get the Paris background from you. We don't have that today. I actually get the real view, huh? Unless
Yeah,
this is a
because
screen.
you ain't on Zoom. You on something else. I'm not too technical, so I had somebody set it up for me, but I can only get that on Zoom. And you're on my phone. Like normally I like to do it off my iPad, but I asked them to email me this link, but they texted to me. So here we go.
Gotcha, man. Well, we appreciate it. The raw and real Rampage Jackson. There he is. No filters. I think we can all
Yeah.
appreciate that. But what's the daily life like these days, man? I see you're hitting the gym. You're looking really in great shape. You got a trainer working with you. You guys do great on Instagram. So, what's the daily grind when Rampage Jackson gets up? What goes on from there?
Well, it depends on which days, but normally I get up and what I'm saying, I be tired from working out, so I just linger around in bed for a little bit and scroll on my on my social medias and just be looking at stuff. And then I probably play some video games, drink some coffee, and then I get ready for the gym, or I have meetings, and I just started doing my own podcast, Fade on Site. So I know I prepare for that and do some things, but it depends on which day it is. But most of the time, I'm just training, bro.
Yeah, and like I said, the videos people can go look them up. You seem like if you watch. How long have you been working with that trainer for? Is it a few months or?
Yeah, you know what? I started hitting it heavy with him right when I got back from Thailand, training with Bob Sapp. I started training with him. I started training with him like a couple of weeks before I went to Thailand training with Bob Sapp, but it wasn't like super serious. And when I got back from Thailand, I lost some strength, and he was like, "Man, if you're gonna be training with me, you got to be consistent and you got to get serious about it." So he put me on the strict diet, and I've been lifting weights. I haven't missed a day since.
Nice, man. Well, congrats on that. Like I said, you can kind of see over the past few months you've been really working hard. Let's talk about that fight you had with Bob Sapp. What was that experience like being stuck in a t-shirt with a guy like that?
Man, that was one of the most fun things I ever done inside of a ring. I tell you, it was so fun. Bob, you guys have no idea. Bob is like me. He's a big kid, and we had the time of our lives, man. I'm interested in doing more of that. What was that called? Like the two-headed boxing. I'm more interested in doing a lot of that. I think me and Bob should take that show on the road and on the road and just challenge a whole bunch of people to a two-headed boxing fight.
I love it, man. Do you, as the a guy that's been through the highest levels of the sport, you're a legend of MMA. Do you kind of have an appreciation for that, like sort of niche, like weird stuff? I mean, we start seeing some different things kind of come out of the woodworks now, and I know some people put their backs up at it, like, oh, that's kind of making a mockery. But at the same time, like, do you enjoy it though? Like, is it something that you respect?
I'm gonna tell y'all like this, man. You gotta keep it real. Like I said, man, before people too negative. Like if it's fun and it's entertaining, why not do it? If it's what I'm saying, rated PG and stuff like that, what I'm saying, why not do it? I don't see nothing wrong with entertaining people if it's fun and stuff like that. I have no problem with people doing anything they want to do out there to and switch things up. You don't always have to be a traditional fight. It can be all different type of stuff.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you there, man. Um, you mentioned that you wake up and you kind of, you hang out in the morning, but then you kind of have a bunch of things that go on in your day. You recently started your own podcast. You're working with United Fight League, which we'll talk about in a second. I saw you are involved in pro wrestling as well. Can you just talk to me about kind of what the main business ventures that you're focusing on are, kind of as you wind down your fighting career?
Well, yeah, I'm focusing a lot on the UFL and to promote that, and F3, the energy drink, and the UWW, the women's pro wrestling league. I'm really impressed with what they have going on, and I've been asked to do a podcast for years, so I finally broke down and decided to do one since I figured I had a little bit more time. on my hands. And I have my own GTA server, which is really fun. That's like a fun hobby, a fun project. I stream it on Twitch and want to kick over to Kick soon, once they get a little bit more popular. I think that's like my downtime, my fun time. I can stream and do some role playing with some of the MMA fans and stuff. But my passion is for the UFL to get them up and going, because they have such a positive stance and what they're trying to do. They're giving fighters benefits. They're the first league ever to give fighters benefits, and so I'm really passionate about that.
Yeah, and they're out of I believe that the upcoming events in Arizona. For people that don't know, United Fight League, very good up and coming talent. Your son has fought for them a few times, or fought for them once, I believe, as well. How did you get involved with them to begin with? Like, I'm sure everybody's trying to get Rampage's name associated with their brand, but how'd you get involved, and I guess why? Why them?
Oh, you know what? Frank Mir hit me up one day. He was like, "Hey, you want to come to Florida and be team captains against Tito Ortiz?" I was like, what's going on?" He's like, and he broke it down. He told me what they was doing and what was going on, and he told me about Harrison Rogers. So I went. I agreed, because I'm a big fan of Frank Mir and I look up to him, and I love working with Frank Mir. He's a great guy. So I went down there and I checked out everything and I saw what they was doing, and I met Harrison Rogers, and he told me what he was thinking and which direction he wanted to go with this MMA league, and I was like, yeah, I'm all for it. And he he stayed by his word every step of the way, and he's going forward, and he's actually growing faster than I expected. I was really impressed with his work ethic and the stuff that he's doing for my comrades. Anybody that's an MMA fighter, I consider them my comrade, and I'm all about helping them grow and helping them become more successful. So that's the main reason why I'm with the UFL, and I'm gonna stay with them. I'll do whatever it takes to make them succeed, because fighters succeed if they succeed.
Yeah, and you mentioned the healthcare, and I think a lot of times people think, oh, well, the UFC, these bigger promotions, they cover X, Y, and Z. But really, what it is, it's kind of accident insurance what they have, right? Like, if you get hurt in training, we'll cover it, but if you turn out that you have, cancer, that doesn't get covered. So I guess for you, being able to be involved with the promotion that's actually offering health insurance, are you surprised as a whole that MMA hasn't taken that approach? Like, it's evolved and legitimized so much, but for some reason that aspect of it doesn't seem to be covered yet.
Yeah, you would think that someone would already even done this much. If Harrison Rogers and the UFL is not covering cancer and all this stuff right now, I have a feeling that when the company grows and get more revenue and get bigger, that it's a possibility that he will offer even stuff like that. And when you fight in the UFC, you only covered when you're in a cage. So that's why a lot of fighters fight hurt. I've done that. I fought hurt in Pride and UFC because, what I'm saying, I didn't want to pay the doctor bill after the fight or after or later. And even though I could afford it, it was just something that I just, you just don't think about, well, I can get this done for free. I can get this surgery for free. When I fought Ryan Bader in the UFC, I had already partially torn my meniscus, and I was like, I don't want to pay for that surgery. I don't have insurance like that, because a lot of times if you're a pro athlete, like a fighter or something like that, it's hard to even get good insurance, and they're gonna what I'm saying, the principal is going to be too much. So I think it's a no-brainer. I don't know why other promotions don't do it, but it's not only the insurance that he's doing. He's giving life insurance, health insurance, and shares in the company. And I think that's the biggest thing, shares in the company, because even after the fighter retire, he'll still make money if the company does well.
Yeah, no, I got you. That's pretty cool, man. And I mentioned your son earlier. What are your thoughts on his career so far? He's undefeated as an amateur. Were you somebody that, when your son came to you and told you he was going to start fighting, was it something that you were excited about? Was it something that I've heard fighters say, I don't want my kids to have to go through what I went through. What's kind of your feelings and reactions to his career so far?
I'd rather my son not went into fighting, but your kids. I know my kids, and when my son told me I sat back and I thought about it, and I looked around, and I looked at him like, what else can this motherfucker be? And not to put my son down, but I don't think he can be nothing else. I don't see him being no doctor, no lawyer, you know what I'm saying, no police officer, I'm like, man, this is right up his alley. This is something that he could probably excel at. And I was like, okay, what if my parents would have told me I couldn't be a fighter, you know what I'm saying? So he went and he got the best coach in MMA, Antonio McKee, and he trains with AJ McKee and all those guys over there. So I was like, he's in good hands. And so I'm going to support him, and so I'm supporting my son. And I think the only reason why he is undefeated in amateur is because of his coaches and stuff. He got YL training him, and Antonio McKee. He has some of the best coaches out there, so he's doing well, and I hope he does great in his pro debut. You know what I'm saying? I'm rooting for him. I'm not his coach, so I just give him like a little words of wisdom here and there. So, I'll be in his corner. I'll be pulling for him. That's all I could do. I can't get in there and fight for him.
Yeah. So that's the plan for him to turn pro next.
Yeah, his next fight will be pro in the UFL at August 12th in Arizona. That'd be his
Nice.
first. That'd be his first pro fight, and I'm sure he's going to have a lot of nerves and a lot of. I know he's going to be super nervous and have a lot of pressure to do well, but that's the name of the game.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Well, I'm excited to see that. Let's talk about you and your competitive career. I heard you saying recently that you're kind of mounting a little bit of a comeback. Talk to me about that. What kind of went into this decision to start, immediately pursuing fight ventures again?
Well, I've never actually officially retired. I just haven't fought since COVID. I haven't fought since like it'd be almost 4 years in December. It'd be 4 years. This is the longest I ever taken a break from fighting, and I want to help promote the UFL. And I think the best thing I could do is possibly fight for him. Frank Mir and his daughter was talking about doing a father and son fight, and I think Frank Mir's daughter got busy with her wrestling, so Harrison Rogers asked me if I wanted to fight on the same card as my son. I was like, yeah, saying I do it. And Shannon Briggs and I have been talking for years about doing a boxing match, and I think he finally is putting it together. So I'll be doing like an MMA fight, and then I'll be doing some boxing, and I think I still got like a couple more fights in me before I officially retire.
Any sort of bucket list opponents, like, I want to fight this other legend or this guy, or is it just kind of, about you? Is it the Rampage? You just want to get in there, test yourself, and have a few more.
Well, you know what? I was thinking that Vanderlei and I still have unfinished business because we're tied up 2-2. Too bad Shogun just retired. I was looking forward to hopefully, my dream was to get that fight back from him. That I lost the Shogun years ago. I always wanted a rematch um, against him. I didn't think anything else of it inside MMA because I wanted to do a couple of boxing matches.
Yeah, and what do you think? Do you think you could bring think it would interest Vanderlei? You think that would be something on his end that you could convince that the public could convince everybody to make happen here?
Well, I don't know. Vanderlei got knocked the fuck out twice, so I think that he probably had enough. So I don't see him accepting a third fight. You know what I'm saying, from me. But money talks. Yeah, I bet you if somebody offered him a large amount of money, he'll probably be down.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw this. He's boxing a bodybuilder in Brazil. Did you see that?
No, I had no idea.
Yeah, in November. I again, it's a celebrity bodybuilder Instagram person in Brazil. I think in November is the targeted date or something. So it seems like he's not closed the door to competing. So maybe you guys are in luck here.
Yeah, I'll be down to box Vanderlei if he just want to box. I'm down with that.
Yeah, very cool. I guess one other thing that's popped into my brain recently: bare knuckle fighting. Is that something that you would ever do?
No, I'm not interested in bare knuckle fighting. This just not. It's just never had any interest in it.
Yeah, it's fair enough. All right, man. Well, I guess is there anything else you want to plug before I let you out of here? I know you said you got the podcast in the works. Where else can people see you? What can they expect? And obviously, United Fight League, August 12th in Arizona, right?
Yeah, we have that the UWW have a show September 10th in LA. Be looking out for that. I'll be posting updates and stuff about that. I think that female wrestling is going to grow and it's very interesting. And I don't think I ever go back to watching regular wrestling after seeing these hot ass ladies throwing each other around in these little tiny outfits. You know what I mean?
I guess I'll ask you one more. I guess I have to after that. How'd you get involved in that? Because I saw some clips on your Instagram, but I don't think I really realized how much you actually are involved in it. You're the CEO for them, right?
Oh yeah, I'm the CEO. You know, I got into that company. I saw some interest there. They have always have sold out crowds, and it's a great team of people working behind the scenes, putting them together. And I thought it was a win-win. The girls they're great athletes, and they're very entertaining. And I grew up watching wrestling. I don't know how many people know this about me, but as a kid, I thought I was going to be a pro wrestler. So I'm very interested in pro wrestling. So it was a no-brainer for me.
Cool, man. Well, I wish you the best of luck with that, with the energy drink, with United Fight League, your fighting career, whether it's two-headed boxing or fighting Vanderlei Silva. Rampage is always a pleasure, man. Can't wait to see you back in there, and good luck with everything you got going on.
Oh, thank you, brother.